Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. EQ Nostalgia here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the future of EverQuest, and I want to talk about EverQuest Next. Something that it's just a festering wound. It really is. It's one of those things that just constantly nags me whenever I think about my channel, because a lot of you guys might not know this, because I was around 400 subs at the time, but EverQuest Next is when I really started getting things picked up here. EverQuest Next news came out, H-Hour news came out, and I'm a huge SOCOM fan, and I'm a huge EverQuest fan. So these look like two games that were about to reinvigorate two IPs that are very, very near and dear to my heart. My favorite two IPs of all time. So here we are in 2016, and neither one of those panned out. H-Hour was a fucking flaming disaster, and EverQuest Next never even happened. So I think it's safe to say I have a bit of an identity crisis here on the channel. After those went sideways, I was kind of left standing there like, well, I guess we'll talk about this game, and I guess we'll talk about that game. We'll keep it MMOs, and we'll talk about nostalgic titles, and I'll just try to roll from there. But my name doesn't even make sense anymore because EverQuest Online Adventures was canceled. So pretty much everything that I started on this channel and I started to go forward with on this channel is gone. So just to give you guys an idea of why you see me bouncing around a lot. Why is he playing Grand Theft Auto one day, then Elder Scrolls Online the next, and then he's talking about Resident Evil? Well, the thing that I've kind of adopted here is that I want to talk about long-standing IPs, nostalgic titles. It can't just be about EQOA anymore. It can't be about EverQuest anymore. And, well, sadly, it can't really be about SOCOM anymore because we don't know what the future is of either one of those. So I'm here to ask the question, what's going to happen to EverQuest? We know that SOCOM might be reinvented someday if Sony gets off their ass, but what is the future of EverQuest with Daybreak Games? Well, let's take a look at the track record for Daybreak Games. They're pretty new. They've been around for about a couple years now. And they've produced pretty much nothing. In terms of new IPs, nothing. They've got H1Z1 that they've been working on, and that seems to be their main focus, right? H1Z1, which started off as just kind of like a side project that John Smedley was working on. I remember going way back, he was like, yeah, we're working on the zombie game, and we're just, it didn't seem like it was the focus. EverQuest Next looked like it was the focus. And H1Z1 was just them kind of trying to cash in on this whole zombie survival craze. Well, you fast forward now, and that's their main focus, which is something that I wouldn't have guessed would have happened, okay? Now, this is a game that there's broken promises all over it. The fucking PvE side of things it seems like it's never been touched. There's things that people have asked for and they've wanted that have never been put into it. So the whole King of the Kill is really what they're doing. They've got half a game. Daybreak Games has half a fucking game. Okay, they've got the PvP side of H1Z1, and that's about it. Yes, they're still running EverQuest, EverQuest 2, DC Universe, fucking Landmark. Yes, they have PlanetSide 2. They have all these games, but those were all SOE-made games. That's all. That was all mostly done when it was SOE. Yes, the patches and everything that's come later has been Daybreak. But not even H1Z1 is a Daybreak original property. It's just something that... Well, I mean, once they fucking got acquired by Columbus Nova, they just kept working on what they were already working on. They don't have a very good track record, folks. And if you take a look at Landmark, that was another game that was supposed to be free. First of all, they mentioned that H1Z1 was going to be free eventually. I'm pretty sure I heard that. I thought it was paid for early access, and then later on it's going to be a free-to-play game with the option to buy crates and cosmetics and shit like that. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm out of my fucking mind, but I'm pretty sure that's what was said. All I know for a fact is that Landmark was supposed to be free to play. It was supposed to be buy in now to support the development of EverQuest Next if you want to. Or you can just wait to play it when it goes free to play, which never happened. I think they're charging $10 or $20 for it right now. And it's basically the shattered remnants of what everybody wanted from EverQuest Next. So, yeah, I mean... You look at that track record, I don't have a lot of faith in Daybreak Games, I'm sorry. And if you look at Sony Online Entertainment, while they have made some amazing IPs, some of my favorite of all time, they haven't really displayed a good track record of being able to maintain those IPs and keep people playing them. So what is the future of EverQuest? Well, what I think it is basically a whole lot of nothing. I think it's just going to fade away, and that's a damn shame. We're talking about a series that was the pioneer in 3D MMORPG gaming. It kicked everything off. And World of Warcraft would not exist without it. It might have come along on its own, but EverQuest, it started everything. The devs from World of Warcraft were huge EverQuest fans. They played it all the time. You can see it. You can see it all over World of Warcraft that they were fans of EverQuest. And, you know, it's such a fucking shame. But I think it's just going to go down with Daybreak. It's gonna be part of the sunset when Daybreak finally does go under. I don't have much faith in the future of Daybreak games. I don't. If they surprise me and they're able to work and get out of the rut that they're in and get this fucking Columbus Nova shit off their back and strike out on their own, that'll be fantastic. But you look at the company, it's not good. John Smedley's gone. Dave Georgeson's gone. People that were really kind of like a backbone in that company. And some people might say, well, they weren't doing that good. Obviously, it's not too bad if they're gone. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe they could get some fresh blood in there and turn it around. But what I'm seeing from Daybreak is a whole lot of fucking nothing, man. And if a Daybreak employee happens to see this, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings that's working over there, because I know you guys are doing the best that you can, and it's not down to the little guy that's working in some fucking cubicle trying to get patches out and do things. It's up to the bigger wigs. I'm not trying to bash any of these devs that are working their asses off, man. That's not what I'm doing. But I don't see a future for Daybreak, and I damn sure don't see a future for EverQuest. And that's a shame, because the legacy of EverQuest, it should carry on. I personally think that Daybreak games going under might be the best thing to happen for EverQuest fans, because at that point somebody might purchase the IP and do something with it. Imagine if Blizzard was able to snatch it up. Some of you might be like, "Oh God, no, I don't want." That might sound awful to you, but I mean, nobody's doing anything with it. It reminds me of Star Wars, when George Lucas was just sitting on it, and after the fucking terribleness that was the prequels, he was just sitting on it. And then Disney swept in and they took it. And everybody was really concerned. But I think that most of the concerns have been laid to rest by now, because Star Wars is back, and for the most part, people seem to enjoy it. I certainly do. I would like to see the same thing happen to EverQuest. I would rather see Daybreak games go down in flames and sell all their shit off than have them sit on the IP and do nothing with it, because it means a lot to a lot of people. And I can see the comments right now, but EQA Nostalgia, you can play EQ right now if you want. It's still live, and you can go play P99. It's still going on. I want something new. I want to see it go forward. I want the new EverQuest. I want to take us to new heights. You know, that's what I was looking forward to. And when Dave Georgeson came out there and sold that dream, he sold it really well. I was seeing fucking stars. I was all about it. And it's just kind of a hard lesson for me, because I think that's the first lesson where I really learned to dial down on hype. Don't let things get to you until you see it, until it's in your hands and you're playing it and you know that it's legit. Because things can sound really good on paper, and then they just don't fucking work out. This is the time where I kick it over to you guys and you let me know what your thoughts are on this. What do you think is the future of EverQuest and Daybreak games? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to rate it thumbs up. I thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.